Yes, we're back, guys. We're back. We are back. We still alive. We still kicking it, guys. As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side, cause you never know when we may go live. Like always, thank you guys for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. It is Fresh Start Monday. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like? What is cracking like?
Man, living the dream, feeling good.
Yes, sir, man. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Glad to be back with you guys as we about to hit it off with this fresh start Monday as we always do. So let's get it.
Like always, shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow us so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X TikTok. Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in each and every time we go live. Like Jordan said, it is Fresh Start Monday, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about, especially what happened last weekend over the weekend. But let's go in. We kicking it on to sports. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of sports news, big dog?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about some football. As we guys know, hope everybody had a good, Sunday football. And we're gonna get into the Baltimore Ravens. So as you see, they have played against the Chicago Bears. They have beaten the Bears without Lamar Jackson playing as quarterback. Now Baltimore will be playing Thursday night against Miami, and of course, the sources Lamar Jackson should be returning to back in the NFL. We're gonna have the questions, but let's show the few clips of Baltimore beating the Chicago Bears over the weekend. So go ahead, can you play the two clips, and after that, we'll chop it up.
You remember, look, the call. You remember the call? I remember the call. I remember the call. You thanks for reminding me about the call. The call. The call goes down in history. The call goes down in history right now. When I called you. Phone conversation during training camp. He was actually working out, and we talked about the possibility of this happening, and we talked about, you know what, if it does come to fruition, you're gonna win football games. Could win a football game for us, right?
Yeah, so there you have it. The Baltimore Ravens win. Now, looking at their schedule for is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next 7 games out of 8 games, there is very, very favorable. And with the Pittsburgh losing last night, and also Cincinnati Bengals losing last night, um, the Baltimore Ravens is only 3 games back ahead from Pittsburgh, which they played Pittsburgh twice. With LeBron Jackson possibly returning, and going to you, Ronnie, do you feel like if when Lamar Jackson returns, looking at the favorable schedule, it's does even though they're 2-5, do you give them a chance to still make the playoffs?
Yes, I still have a possibility of them making the playoff because man, we got to keep it in mind who is their coach is. Him being the coach, Harbaugh, you know his mind is always fixing the game. He's gonna find a way to win no matter what. Who's in quarterback? You know, Derrick Henry got to step up. Everybody been waiting for him to have an explosive game, and also Jay Flowers, another one that everybody expecting to have an explosive game. But I think with Lamar coming back pretty soon, they should be way ahead and ready to go. Now, no, don't keep in mind, Baltimore Ravens right now is on the investigation due to the fact is that they put over the weekend Lamar Jackson was supposed to be playing on Sunday, but he wasn't. So the NFL are investigating that as well. So for the people that want to know what's going on, so let's just keep it moving. Go ahead, I can.
So, like I mentioned y'all before, like I just don't think he had the football IQ. But since he's been injured and stuff, I would like to see him to come back and see what he does. He's not going to no Super Bowl. Let's just get that out the way. Ain't no Super Bowl. And Ron, you clearly said what needs to be done for this team to be an awesome team. So I would just see what goes after that.
Yeah, for me, during the beginning of the season, I did have the Baltimore Ravens reaching the Super Bowl. And when they lost all the last 4 of their games before they lost to Chicago, and it looked like they wasn't going to do nothing. Period. So, but looking at their schedule is very, very favorable. And I don't think Baltimore is going to be as poor because their defense is not very good. So I'm going to say I'm gonna stay with my pick. I think if Lamar comes back, they could definitely to win the division, get it wide open, and still make it to the playoffs. Their defense looked very, very good against Chicago. And then hopefully when Lamar returns back, their offense can stay potent because when Lamar was playing with the Ravens, they average almost 30 points a game when he's playing. So I do feel like they could definitely make the playoffs, definitely make a run. And to me, they can't lose 2 or 3 games. They can win, nine. I'm gonna say majority of all the games. If they go 11-2 or 10-3, I definitely think they can make the playoffs. So I'm saying it right now. I got to go to the Super Bowl, so I'm gonna say they go make the playoffs. They gonna go all the way.
Yeah, man, we gotta keep in mind. Just like the Kansas City Chiefs, you see how Mahomes didn't have his key players. Now when he have his key players, they're unstoppable. Same thing with Baltimore Ravens. All he needs is Lamar, Jay Flower, and Derrick Henry. Them three, they just get it together. We'll see them going to the playoffs. Still don't believe they may make it to the Super Bowl. I kind of agree with them because Buffalo, man, they on a mission. So I kind of agree with Hakeem.
And New England too now. New England is surprising.
But New England, Buffalo gonna get New England out. It is hot right now. Buffalo gonna get them out. It's gonna be Buffalo. They gonna get them out. Nobody too worried about New England. No offense to the New England Patriot fans, but right now they just got an easy schedule. But soon when they meet Buffalo, then I can see something. They did pretty good against the Browns though. Really, really good. Shout out to them. That was a tough game, especially for that quarterback. Drake.
Yep.
Drake May. Drake May.
Yep.
That was it. He did a great job. Great job. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because you never know when you may catch us going live. Like always, shout out to Evelyn Perez is in the building. Hey, Evelyn is in the building. Shout out to her right now. 70 people right now watching us on Bingo Live. Shout out to those right now watching us on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow us. And shout out to those right now watching us on Instagram as well. Facebook, we can't forget you guys. And also X. Moving along to money. Money makes the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to Aspect Financial News?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about inflation. So going back to the month of September, we have seen the rise of inflation that hits at 3%, which has been one of the fastest. The rise has been the fastest pace than a year ago. And right now, going into the holidays, with the inflation going up a little bit, it's not looking good. When it comes to the economy and people, buy things and all that type of things, type of stuff. So we do have a clip from CNN. Go ahead, I can't play the first 3 minutes of it, and after that, we'll chop it up.
News just moments ago, new inflation data just out, giving us another snapshot of how prices are trending, what direction they're headed for Americans. CNN's Matt Egan is with me now. Tell me what's coming in.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Kate, the snapshot is not a pretty one because we're back to 3% inflation in the United States for the first time since January. So these new numbers out show that prices were up by 0.3% between August and September. That's actually slightly better than expected. However, the annual inflation rate moved in the wrong direction from 2.9% to 3%. And as I mentioned, that is a new 8-month high for inflation. And when you look at the trend, what's important to remember is that inflation was going in the right direction, right? Earlier this year, back in April, inflation went down to 2.3%. That's the dip in the middle of that chart. So that goes back to September. back when then candidate Trump was on the campaign trail saying inflation was out of control. But you can see clearly we're in a worse spot now than we were last fall, when inflation was maybe the biggest issue, certainly the biggest economic issue on the minds of voters.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty telling. And when we dig into the categories to try to understand the why here, okay, gasoline prices did go up between August and September, right? So during the month of September, prices were up. In fact, gas prices increased by about 8% on a monthly basis. That was the biggest monthly increase in about 2 years. But this is not just about gas prices, which are, they're still relatively low, even if they went up. They're also, this is about the grocery store, which is another pain point for consumers, and which, which is also being driven in part by tariffs, because we did see significant increases for a number of different items. Canned vegetables, ham, other items of food went up. But then there's other tariff-exposed items that have gotten more expensive. For example, apparel. Apparel went up by almost 1% on a monthly basis.
They warned this was coming. They warned that it was coming in the fall.
Because so much of the clothes they're imported, so they are exposed to those tariffs. Girls' apparel jumping by almost 4% on a monthly basis. And then two other things that are exposed to tariffs that I'll just call out. Appliances, they went up significantly by about 2%, and also some furniture increased significantly. And we know that furniture just got tariffed by the president. So look, you put it all together, inflation is not as bad as some had feared it could be, right? And it's certainly not the nightmare of 3.5 years ago, okay? But at the same time, as you know, inflation, it's cumulative. There's a snowballing effect. So the fact that we're getting uncomfortably high inflation right now, after years of very historically high inflation, that's why this is so painful. And look, it's contributing to the two-speed economy, right? People at the top who have money in the market, they own their homes, they're doing okay. They could absorb these price increases, but a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, not so much, right? They're really the ones who are hurt here. So this is contributing to that K-shaped economy.
Yeah, this is not where any administration would want it to be at this moment.
Yeah, so as we see, when it comes to going through these holidays, inflation has risen over 3%, and still might see maybe another increase going to this month from October and go to the month of November. With that being said, what's your take on this, Ronnie?
See, the problem why the only reason why inflation is going on right now, because due to the fact that the tariff with China hasn't been that the agreement has not been yet finalized yet. So that's pretty much what they're waiting for currently at the moment. So it's going to bring inflation high, because certain goods and services we get from China is being paused temporarily until they find a way to pretty much come up with this negotiation. And not only that, but also President Trump, his priority is not on the economy. One of the reasons why a lot of people voted him in was due to the fact of bringing the economy down. Now, in the beginning of a couple of months prior to his presidency, the economy was going in the right direction. Now it's going to wrong direction because of the certain negotiation deals he's doing right now, that the economy is not really liking too much. And also keeping in mind that we're going to talk about it later on, also when it comes to the food stamp thing too as well. People are not going to the grocery store. They are not buying certain goods like they normally would do. So, and gas prices going up. Because we because we going to the holiday season, gas prices tend to go up around this time because a lot of people are using a lot of their generators, gas and stuff like that. So that's, to me, that's normal. That I don't see nothing wrong with that. Normally around the summertime, I would normally see gas prices go down, but gas prices going up at this time, it makes sense. But everything else is just due to the fact of negotiation deals. But Hakeem, what's your thoughts on that? 'Cause that's one of the reasons why you voted for Trump to come into office, right? The economy is going right back up again.
To fix the economy and to fix other issues. But inflation was going to happen regardless. People got to understand, this is a trickle effect from 4 presidencies back. And the deficit, as the deficits go up, we're just trying to manage debt as it go along. So ultimately, I don't want nobody to just blame Trump 100%. Each president have their hand on increasing the deficit or lowering it. So yes, we did a bunch of spending in military, but we're also trying to cut back on some things. And a lot of people got to understand, you're mad that he's cutting at some things, but take this for an account. If you go look at other countries, services we have here, them things are non-existent in other countries. Same thing in the UK. UK has one of the highest cost of living there, and they're taxed out their ass. But you know what I'm trying to say, and their healthcare is not as the best as you might think as a universal healthcare. It's backlog. So yes, I think this is going to even it out. What we need to see is more jobs being pumped into the economy. As the job numbers start pumping, we get the government situation stuff, then we'll be able to balance it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to the inflation, we're gonna see a roller coaster effect. You know, going to the holidays, it's gonna go up and then it go up, and then during the summer, it goes down. For us, the economy is we might not see if it's a economy maybe the next year, or a couple of years, or so, a year. We might not see a company bounce back, from years from now, because how we look around now, with the tariffs, what Trump's trying to do, with grocery and gas, all that type of things as well. So for right now, how the inflation, it's just a roller coaster effect, and what we're gonna see. And until we see a president, maybe Trump would do it, maybe the next president would do it, but to see more stability of the economy, of bringing more jobs and all the type of things that we need in America. So right now, with inflation, like I said, just be prepared of what when it comes to holiday season, when it comes to food. Well, we're gonna talk about about the topic when it comes to the federal and everything. But when it comes to clothes and everything, just make sure you manage your money as well as you can.
Evelyn said this. She said cost of living is still high. It's crazy. It is crazy, but that is normally to be expected. But people, a lot of economists are still saying there is still no recession, so which is good. Inflation is going to tend to go up and down, but it's still no recession. But some people still feel that we in a recession. It's just not being reported. Moving along to hip hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip hop news, big dog?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys watched it or people watched it from that's watching us over the weekend. The very verse special of Cash Money and No Limit Records went on Versus. It was the Versus went on in Las Vegas. I did saw like half of it, but half of it during that day, and then the next day I watched the whole thing. It was really, really good. So we're gonna kind of react to it, and also Birdman has something to say, and also clapping back at Turk, who wasn't there, and he has a few words against Turk. So go ahead, Akeem, play the clip for Birdman, and after that we'll chop it up.
Bro, like when I met Blood, I just was trying to do something different in the game. I had started this shit young. I was a young man trying to get some money and not be in the streets. And I met BG, I met Wayne, I met Juvie, I met Turk. Shout out to Turk, you little bitch. You ain't here, but fuck you. We gon' fuck with you and we won't fuck with you. You heard me? Don't go off script, nigga. Hey, we gon' fuck with that bitch when we won't fuck with her. But that's another movie. But ain't no, Cash Money. When one nigga died, I ain't gonna say died, cause we lost a lot of soldiers. But Cash Money ain't built on you leave, you can't, we gonna still multiply. Let's go. Cash Money ain't gonna never die. Long as I'm alive, hold on, Fresh, wait, Fresh. Long as I'm alive, Cash Money ain't gonna never die. Shout out to my nigga NBA Youngboy, NBA Rich Gang. Fuck who don't like it. Right. We with all the bullshit. If you ain't with us, fuck you, nigga. P, where you at, bro? Hey, man, like.
Yeah, so Birdman, he was turned up, as we can see that energy. But going back to the verse, it was, to me, it was great. You got two record labels that came from New Orleans, came out during the same time in the 90s, and now years now, and now we're talking years, the years back in the 90s to 2000. Now here in 2025, we finally see them kind of battle against each other as we kind of once we wanted to see when the pandemic happened and first started. But we got to see these two New Orleans record labels go at it. So go ahead, Running Man. I don't know if you saw it, but what's your take with the versus between No Limit and Cash Money?
I'm being honest, I didn't really see it because there was rumor Lil Wayne was not going to be there, so I ain't watch it. I was just being honest. And another reason, I saw some clips people talking about how Cash Money lost. Of course, Cash Money lost. The turnkey components was not there. How you gonna go against No Limit Soldier? They had all their gangs and their posses there with them, and then Cash Money come out. You don't have the main star, which is Lil Wayne, who everybody already see as the face of Cash Money. He wasn't even there. That to me, no offense, they do have hit records. No offense, Juvenile, they does have a lot of hit records, but Lil Wayne was the main star of the whole component. Even Hakeem would say that. If he's not there, there is no Cash Money.
Ain't no reason to watch it.
I know, but I want to ask you because I didn't know NBA YoungBoy signed the Cash Money. I thought I didn't know that. Oh, he signed a Rich Gang.
No.
I thought he was independent.
They signed a management contract. He manages because NBA YoungBoy is still signed to Atlantic.
Okay. But go ahead, I can't go take on that because you probably watched it.
Hey, this is a almost 60-year-old man talking like he's still from the streets of New Orleans.
Right.
He's almost 60. Like damn near he 50. Like he sounded like he a straight thug out here. You know what I mean?
And like he was struggling. No offense. I met him in real life. He's real cool. But look like he was struggling.
Yeah, and look, D DeGeneres say no Lil Wayne, no Nicki, no Drake.
Don't saying nothing.
So you know they done burnt some bridges. So this. I'm gonna land it. No Limit Soldier.
I told you they won. They won.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Get your mind right.
Yeah, man. They was bout it. I did, like I said, I did get to see the chance to verse from Battle for Battle. I felt like, when it comes to the synergy, No Limit, they was clicking. When it comes to Cash Money, it's just like they was kind of all over the place in a way, and I'm like, you got to give it to No Limit. My thing is, it's like if Lil Wayne was there, he definitely would have, turn it upside down and everything because it's Lil Wayne, and he would have got, he probably would say, hey, let's win this battle and everything. But hey, man. But like I said, this is something good to see, finally see, these New Orleans rappers and, when it comes to these rapper leaders that we can really go at it, people that's in their, 30s and 40s, who's, listen to stuff in the 90s and everything. But it was good to see. I just wish, it was in New Orleans. I don't know why they put it in Vegas, but for me, I wish, it would have New Orleans because they was in New Orleans. It probably would have been more turn, and we probably would have saw Lil Wayne if they would have had it in New Orleans. But yeah, it was a good verse. I liked it.
Vegas have more of the cops than New Orleans because they know when there's a lot of black people. You already know how that is. It tends to go crazy. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because you never know when you might catch us go live. Shout out to D, the degenerate is in the building. It's in the building, guys. It's in the building. So you already know there's a lot of things that's going on within the world. First place we're going to Jamaica. Hurricane 5? Go ahead, Jordan. What's going on in Jamaica?
Yeah, so a powerful hurricane, Category 5, Hurricane Melissa has strengthened and looks like it's going to head to the island of Jamaica. This hurricane season, guys, what I'm saying was really calm until this hurricane is coming right now, which is Hurricane Melissa. It's going to be a Hurricane 5, which is going to be very, very catastrophic. So, like I said, prayers really go out to people that's in Jamaica, whoever evacuated or not. But we do have a clip of it, Hakeem, so go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Jamaica.
Now taking direct aim at Jamaica as a powerful Category 5, facing catastrophic and life-threatening flooding as this multi-day storm prepares to strike the island.
You're asked to evacuate now!
The storm already dumping torrential rains, winds at least 160 miles per hour, and triggering severe flooding and destruction across the Caribbean, killing 3 people in Haiti and 1 in the Dominican Republic. Now expected to ravage infrastructure in Jamaica like this catch basin in Kingston, which acts as a dam for excess runoff in the city. This is the catch basin for the Hope River here in Kingston, and it's supposed to help mitigate flooding throughout the city. But with that wall of water from Hurricane Melissa coming through, it could potentially overwhelm this entire structure.
It's a very dangerous hurricane that is approaching us, and we want to make sure that every Jamaican is safe.
Here in Kingston, anxiety is rising. Shelves already empty at supermarkets, with shoppers grabbing bottled water, canned goods, and flashlights as families prepare for power outages and sheltering in place.
We're trying to stock up on essentials.
With all major airports now closed on the island, many tourists suddenly finding themselves stuck, caught in the path.
I'm like, how am I going to get home?
We spoke with Donnelly Gordon, an American visiting from Atlanta who has been desperate to get off the island since Friday. Now will have to ride out the storm.
They're blocked out flights all week, like completely. Nothing leaving out of the country.
Now, hurricane force winds are expected to batter Jamaica until Tuesday, threatening massive amounts of damage to infrastructure. Is now taking direct.
Yeah, so right now, the island is really being hit hard by its bands, and the actual storm should be hitting Jamaica by tomorrow on Tuesday, which the eye is supposed to hit the eye of Jamaica. So, yeah, man, like I said, it's been very, very calm about hurricane season, but except for this Hurricane Melissa. So go ahead, Hakeem, man. I mean, go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on this?
No, I found it to be very alarming. Because, you know, hurricane season almost over, and then now is a hurricane. You got Melissa, Hurricane 5, over there heading its way to Jamaica. Unfortunately, a lot of Americans that are stuck, and also some cruise ships already gone out of the port. They're making their way back into Miami, into the hurricane to come down. You know, we Floridians, so we deal with hurricane all the time. But places like Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, though their infrastructure is not as strong for hurricane. Eventually, in the near future, hopefully the infrastructure will be strong enough for a hurricane like a Hurricane 5. Miami, we learned our lesson a long time ago when Hurricane Andrew, when it came through and destroyed everything that happened in Homestead. So they knew that it was time to pretty much elevate their infrastructure. So we pray for the people in Jamaica. We know they're going to be fine. There's some videos right now people can go see out that went viral. Them buses don't care. They're riding the storm. It was flooded and everything, but it just show you that Jamaica at the end of the day, them people are strong, so they'll be fine. They'll be okay. Go ahead, Akeem.
I wanted to laugh and say when they said you have to evacuate now, where they're gonna go?
Exactly.
Some of these people live in shacks there, and this is the misconception a lot of people might get about Jamaica. Not all Jamaica is developed. You have the touristy parts.
Correct.
People still live in tin shacks and cans, and some people still live outside in the wilderness. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? They always blame and think that Haiti's the only person that's a third world country. I've been in Jamaica. I've been to Kingston.
Same here.
These places, and thank you, DR is not as developed. Puerto Rico the same way.
Correct.
Some places, just because it's a U.S. Commonwealth doesn't mean that when the hurricane hit, then they're ravishing. So the Caribbean islands, most of them are not developed because they don't fund these places. These places do not bring revenue enough to get up the code. We pray for them and hope the governments of these countries will do something substantial for their citizens.
Yeah, absolutely. I can. And when it comes to the Caribbean islands, you know, they're kind of the heartbeat when it comes to hurricane season. You know, even though it might hit us in the United States from Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and all the way to Texas and everything. Yeah, but when it comes to these islands, you know, you're right, Hakeem. These infrastructure is not that as great as American is. You know, a lot of people are still lives in tents and wolves and everything, you know. But as we know, you know, there are probably evacuation zones that's probably in Jamaica that people can go to and everything. So, but yeah, man, prayers go out to people, the whole island of Jamaica. You know, it's gonna get hit hard, but prayer, that people, everybody's as safe as they can, and we don't hear any type of people, any people are getting seriously injured when it comes to this hurricane. So Jamaica, all our loves go to you when it comes to this Hurricane Melissa hitting your island.
Wahad said it's strange. Shout out to Wahad that's also in the building. He said, how about them boys? But he said that earlier, but Wahad said that's strange. They won't let anyone leave the island. No, during the hurricane, nobody can leave the island. That says That's how it's always been. That's always been. So if you over there on the coast, especially like Haiti, Dominican Republic, or even Puerto Rico, if they're a hurricane, they won't let you leave the island. White House also said, he said they could evacuate them on a ship somewhere. They could, but White House, we already know about that. We're not even gonna go into that. And also, he said the hurricane's bigger than the islands. It is. It is bigger than the island of Jamaica. Go ahead.
It is, yeah.
You were gonna say something, Jordan?
No, he was saying he's right. It is. A hurricane is taking over the island. It's definitely bigger than the island.
Yeah, it's a Hurricane 5. Now, when you say Hurricane 6, then we gotta have a conversation because I'm like, is it really global warming or they creating these hurricanes? Like,
Right.
moving along to other trending news. We going over there to the NBA and the illegal gambling scandal. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, so over the weekend we heard the breaking news of Chauncey Billups, who was involved into this illegal betting scandal, and also Terry Rozier. We have coming to figure out that there are more names will be coming out soon. I believe Chauncey Billups name more people that was involved. So by this time of coming week, we probably figure out more names. Either it could be former or current or head coaches, also NBA players. So when it's really, really so bad that the Congress wants answers from this NBA scandal. So that means the NBA commissioner will go up to Congress and explain that information going on with the NBA. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers wants answers from the NBA about a growing gambling scandal. The FBI is investigating a mafia-linked betting scheme involving insider info on NBA games and rigged underground poker games. Now, members of Congress are demanding a full briefing from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver by October 31st. In a letter, lawmakers said they want more details on NBA-related illegal gambling activity and if the league is reevaluating the terms of its partnerships with sports betting companies. And just last week, 34 people were indicted in 2 separate federal gambling cases out of New York's Eastern District. Among those arrested are NBA Hall of Famer and Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat player Terry Rozier. As more details emerge, the scandal is sending shockwaves through the sports world.
It's otherworldly. I still, even though I talk for a living, struggling to kind of grasp like what exactly is going on.
It's shocking, I think, how wide-ranging it is. Billups being a Hall of Fame basketball player first and foremost, I imagine that, aside from probably losing his coaching gig, he'll be banned from the NBA.
The scandal was also linked to a pair of Central Georgians. Suspects Tony Goodson of Forsyth and John Mazzola of Gray appeared in Macon's federal court Thursday to face charges in the case. Both are currently out on bond.
So basically we're seeing kind of getting into the detail as we see as they was the FBI would call on these mobsters are talking to former or current NBA players and hosting these type of poker games and betting parties and everything, which they're using like kind of their names, but they kind of use Chauncey Billups, his name and everything. So we don't know the full details of what it comes to what Chauncey was. We know the details, but we don't know the full details of if Chauncey's really gonna get in trouble and everything, because he did name some names and everything like that. So, but we're seeing that when it comes to NBA, we're seeing this big scandal of how there's illegal betting. When it comes to football, you don't hear that a lot, but when it comes to the NBA, we're seeing the last couple of years of players has begun betting because of illegal betting, or also betting on the NBA as well. So with all this stuff going on in the NBA with this betting scandal, Hakeem, do you feel like it's the NBA's fault for seeing? I would say the NBA commissioner. Do you see? Is it his fault that we see this big scandal when it comes to the NBA with the betting scandal?
You're muted.
No, he has nothing to do with it. He's a grown ass man. The problem is these guys are so hungry for money that they can't manage the millions of dollars that they're getting. and they're squandering all to get into illegal activities. Now they're being charged with a RICO for gambling. Come on, man.
I think you gotta understand when that comes to the aspect of the gambling, you gotta keep in mind people been doing gambling for for centuries. Gambling is nothing new. We already know what time it is when it comes to the aspect of this gambling, especially when it comes to sports gambling, because they say Terry Rozier, they allegedly he was getting paid to go under or to go over a certain game. Does that surprise me? No, because right now you got gambling app, which is the number one thing right now on most all download apps and pretty much in the United States. People are on their phone and they're gambling. People are gambling now. I can't as we going live right now at this moment. People are gambling.
Yep. That parlay.
So it doesn't surprise me one bit that these guys are doing these guys were doing illegal gambling. And keeping in mind they're also investigating the NFL for having some involvement too as well for doing some illegal gambling. So it's corruption all around. And to me, is it going to stop? No. I think somebody just didn't get paid. If you just ask me, that's the reason where it happened. If somebody would have got paid, then none of this would have been going on right now. But somebody didn't get paid, so they cracking down on everybody. That's just my personal opinion. Go ahead, Jordan. You're muted.
Yeah, so after the past decade, we have seen a rise of online sports betting when it comes to like FanDuel, and all these other sports bettors and everything. And we have seen that, also 10 years, sports betting has been increasing, year by year by year. Not just, basketball, but football, baseball, soccer, track, all that type of thing as well. Now, when it comes to illegal betting, especially because of the NBA, this is a big problem when it comes to the NBA, because we might, you don't hear so much when it comes to baseball. You don't hear so much because of hockey, or even college football, college basketball. There's a lot of betting when it comes to college football and basketball, but we don't see how we hear more illegal stuff happen from a college sports when it comes to the NBA and everything. So, with this stuff, when it comes to this, I kind of do blame Adam Silver when it comes to this, because it had goes to an extreme that when it comes to the FBI, do they do diligence for the last 5 or 6 years of following these illegal sports bettors around these cities, which is I think LA, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and all these big major cities and everything. And we see that these people use these former players, NBA players, when it comes to use their names, their sponsorships, and everything. That's how Gilbert Arenas got arrested a few months back. The same thing with Chauncey Billups is getting charged for in a way. So, it's a big thing when it comes to illegal. I mean, it's always going to be illegal stuff, but when Uncle Sam, they do their tax audits and everything, and they see, some amount of money is missing, because let's say you go to the casino and you end up with $10,000, you had to put it down to the audit. And so when you see tens and 20s and 30s or hundreds of $1,000s missing, and you don't know where it's at, of course Uncle Sam's gonna do something. They're gonna do their due diligence. They're gonna do their investigation. And this investigation was going on for a long time, and now they're gonna crack down. They're gonna crack down these people who are betting illegally, and I found out where the money at is everything. So this is really the big thing. Does it hurt the NBA a little bit? Yes, but I'll say yes in a way, because it falls on it's falling on the NBA that that's the only sports that people are getting in trouble of. We don't see, like I said, we don't see it from college sports or NFL. So when it comes to Adam Silver, I think he should have done a better job of doing stuff like this, because he has like I said, he has banned a couple players. I think one player for Toronto he banned, and there's another player I think he played for Denver. I can't remember their name, that he had to ban because of illegal betting. So it's definitely falling on the NBA, and Anderson really got to clean this up, because if you do that, it's kind of going to tarnish the name of the NBA in a way. If you go to the NBA, it's easy to bet, because illegally because, you know, I would say not easy to bet, but we see that if you bet some of the sport like NBA when it comes to betting and everything, it kind of tarnishes their name and also tarnishes of when it comes to players kind of rigging of the NBA by doing false turnovers and all that type of things that we saw with Terry Rozier. So right now it's not looking good for the NBA as you speak to when it comes to the sport.
No, but when it comes to but betting ain't going anywhere. I told anybody it's not gonna happen. Even if they outlaw it, it doesn't matter. They're still gonna do it under the table. That's why the bookie got created. Betting will always be here. It's not going. It's been here for centuries. It's not going anywhere. Now, would they be able to regulate it? Probably so. When it comes to the aspect of these players, but would it make a difference? Hopefully. But let's find out. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because you never know where we may be going live. Main time going to today's show. People are concerned, Jordan and Hakeem, when it comes to aspect of SNAP, food stamp. Go ahead, Jordan. What's going on with that coming to November?
Yeah, so as of today, the government shutdown is still continue. And when it comes to November 1st, if the government, like I say, if the government doesn't come out with a deal by November 1st, when it comes to food assistance, there will no longer be assistance for people who are on food assistance. And also the Trump administration also says there will be no federal food aid will go out when it comes to November 1st. So we're almost there, very, very close. So hopefully the government, can do some type of deal. But if not, a whole lot of people, millions of people will be without food assistance by November 1st. So Hakeem, go ahead and play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Did Hakeem step away on? He'll be right back, folks. He'll be right there. Give me 1 second. We'll wait till Hakeem comes back. While he comes back, this is why I say he's regulating sports betting will bring Las Vegas back to life. Yes, it will. When it comes to aspect of the sports gambling, it's driving the economy right now. You got college students right now in sports betting. You have older men in sports betting. You got everybody sports betting. You have women now with sports betting. Sports betting is like the biggest thing now. It's hot like hotcakes.
Yeah, and I would say this too. A lot of people don't know about this. When it comes to here in LA, especially when it comes in the Valley, these cities I'm gonna name like Encino and Tarzana. I'm gonna say Woodland Hills and everything. I've been hearing a lot that there's a lot of poker, like illegal poker playing when it comes to those high-end areas in the Valley. That was one naming like with Gilbert Arenas. He got arrested for the feds, but when it comes to illegal poker game and all that type of things as well. So, and it's like I said, it's really getting attacking these like the Fed said, these monsters when it comes to illegal sports betting. When it comes to people, when it comes to like $50 to $100 million, because with that type of money, the federal need to know where it's at, where it's going. When it comes to regular betting, it's totally fine. But when it comes to illegal betting, we're seeing some big of this money not knowing where it's going, because usually when those amounts of money, Uncle Sam want to know and treasure where the money is going and everything. And when the money is missing, when the money is missing like this, the federal, they're gonna definitely go do an investigation and everything. So. And that's one of the reasons it's kind of hurting some of these not hurting, but we see some of these NBA players and coaches are going to jail and everything. So when it comes to illegal stuff happening out here, that I'm hearing a lot, You'll see more of the FBI do some more investigation on this. So, yeah, stay tuned on that, though.
Go ahead. Can you show the clip when it comes to the aspect of the food snap program? Yeah, why that's true. Vegas is not getting traffic like it used to. Yeah, I actually went to Vegas. Yeah, it ain't the same anymore. Go ahead.
As a critical lifeline set to be cut for 40 million Americans. Federal SNAP food assistance could run out by next weekend as the government shutdown heads into its fourth week. At least one expert now predicting this could potentially trigger the greatest hunger catastrophe in the U.S. since the Great Depression nearly 100 years ago. Good evening. I'm Jory Rand.
I'm Liz Nagy. The shutdown is also leading to thousands of federal employees working without paychecks, which triggered some flight problems at LAX today. Eyewitness News reporter Madison Weil joins us with the latest developments tonight. Madison?
Jory, Liz, good evening. A lot of families tonight anxious, wondering how they're going to continue to put food on the table if they lose these SNAP benefits. And this is just one of many ways that people are feeling the pain of this continued government shutdown. With the government shutdown well into its fourth week tonight, millions of Americans feeling the impact. On Friday, more than 500,000 federal workers missed their first full paycheck. Major airports facing staffing shortages. Flights from LAX to Oakland were stopped temporarily on Sunday due to staffing issues at Oakland International Airport. And now, federal SNAP food assistance benefits could run out for roughly 40 million Americans by next weekend. Governor Newsom deploying the National Guard to help with increased demand expected at food banks across California, including right here in LA.
So families are being hit hard, and now with the shutdown that we're seeing out of DC, it's that much more important for California to step up and meet the needs of our families and our kids.
More than 1.5 million Angelenos currently depend on SNAP benefits.
I feel like the desperation, we're hearing like people are scared because they're uncertain.
The executive director of Impact LA, a local nonprofit that provides food assistance to vulnerable families, says they're gearing up for a significant spike in demand if that happens.
You know, they're going to have to start making decisions on having to pay certain utility bills so they can have food for them and themselves and their family, or if they're going to have to pay rent late.
The official USDA website now updated with this stark warning. Bottom line, the well has run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. The message blaming the shutdown on Senate Democrats. Democratic leadership pushing back.
Maintain from the very beginning and continue to maintain. We will sit down anytime, any place with anyone.
A vote to fund the government has failed in the Senate 12 times, and in the meantime, Congress continues to get paid. Live from downtown tonight, Madison Weil.
Yeah, man, it's about to be crazy in the next few days if the government don't do something to come to making a deal. But we're gonna see. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on this?
See, the aspect of these politicians, they fail to understand when people start getting hungry, now when their common sense starts to go away. So they need to stop playing around, come up with an agreement, and get this thing over with, and get everything on board. And it kind of show you that what people always say, which is the truth, never depend on the government. Because now when you depend on the government, now they control the way you eat, the way you sleep, and the way you function around the world. They blaming Democrats. Some people are blaming Republicans. I blame them both. They should just come with an agreement and start with this shenanigan, and let's come on board and get everything situated. Because now you got federal workers that are not getting paid. They have not gotten paid, in a month now? And this is serious because they still have to pay their bills. And it's funny how everything shut down, but yet taxes not shutting down, Hakeem and Jordan. Bills is not shutting down. So what did that tell you? That these people need to come on board. 40 million Americans may not be able to get the SNAP program. And, a lot of food pantries, a lot of food shelter, all these things are starting to gear up. And it's going to be wild. So hopefully they start playing, come up with agreement, hopefully by Friday. Go ahead, okay?
Man, we seen this a mile away, man. We've seen this happen, and I do feel sorry for the ones who do need SNAP. and stuff like that. And we're about to start it's about to get tough. We got to tighten our belt a little bit. But this is why we have to stick together as a community. And for a lot of people who don't know, SNAP was started by the Black Panthers, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken,
that is correct. Yeah, it is correct. Yep.
There's a lot, like, people, a lot of social services you call socialism and stuff like that was started by Black Panther to help the needs of the people. So now as it spirals out, and it's been a substance that we need too, and families do need this, the disabled, the elderly, all I can do is pray. I hope we can get down to a bottom line so nobody won't lack.
Exactly. Facts.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And this is the sad that the Democrats probably just can't talk, and get some type of deal done, because hey, man, we're going to the time when inflation is up, food is up, and and so especially around this time when it comes to Thanksgiving and everything, that's when people when family comes together, cherish one another. But you got to go to the month of November for people that has to rely on SNAP, might not get nothing at all and everything. So I just pray for all people, to look online and find the nearest food bank that you can, and see what type of food you can get, because it seems like the government doesn't care about y'all like that, because they're not getting something done. So people, keep your heads up. Like I said, look for food banks, call family members, see if you get some health friends, and as a community, just stick together. We can get through this once, the Democrats, Republicans talk to get this stuff back together.
Yeah, but it's just sad that we just can't come to an agreement. To me, it's pointless. But let's see what happens. We still have a couple of days left before we hit November, because November ain't till next week. So let's see if they come on board. And Trump said he's not going to sit with anybody until the government shutdown comes to an end. So what more can you do? Why I say if they're hungry, eat food in the store and don't walk out with anything. That's like what happened. And why I agree with you. That's exactly what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna eat food right in the grocery store. Evelyn said, and Thanksgiving coming up, holidays are right there. People will get desperate. Yes, they will. They will get totally desperate. And going to the presidency, you already know this is Trump's last term. So Jordan, what's going on with Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom trying to run for president? Which is not
surprising. So 2028, is a few years away, and over the weekend, we heard that Governor Newsom and Kamala Harris has made some thoughts that they both might possibly run for president in the year 2028. So we do have a clip from them speaking about it. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Oh, Jesus, hold on. Sorry about that, fellas. I should move it slow.
Of high-profile Democrats are not ruling out runs for president in 2028. In an exclusive interview on CBS News Sunday morning, California Governor Gavin Newsom says don't look for his decision anytime soon.
I'm looking forward to who presents themselves in 2028 and who meets that moment. And that's the question for the American people.
Is it fair to say after the 2026 midterms, you're going to give it serious thought?
Yeah, I'd be lying otherwise. I'd just be lying, and I can't do that.
Governor Newsom says he's still working out why he should run, because he says people will see right through you if you run for the wrong reason. Former Vice President Kamala Harris also mused about her future in an interview with CBS News partner, the BBC.
You write very powerfully about the differences that many women have made to your life, whether that was your meeting with Angela Merkel or the experience of growing up with your extraordinary mother or the stories of your baby nieces, Amara and Leela. When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their lifetime, for sure.
Could it be you? Possibly. Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done. I have lived my entire career a life of service, and it's in my bones. And there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
Harris added that she doesn't pay much attention to polls, including a recent CBS News poll that found fewer than a third of voters in her home state of California think she should run for president again.
Yeah, so so like I said, 2028 is it's a couple years away, and when it comes to if this will be Trump last term, we're going to see a lot of people from the Republican and also for the Democrat run for president, and we might see the names of Governor Newsom and also Harris, try to punch their ticket to be the next Democrat president for that election. So without being said, I'm gonna start with you, Ronnie. Can you see both of them, run for their president? Chosen to run for the Democratic president when it comes to 2028.
Yeah, I see them running for the Democratic president by keeping them. I'll tell you this: there won't be no Democratic president. Believe that. It's not gonna happen. Especially right now, while they blaming them for the government shutdown, a lot of people are really skeptical and going to the Republican side of the party. Even though Republican right now is running the majority of the House, it doesn't look good for the Democratic Party, man. So them two, they could run. Yeah, I think it's going to be a battle, but both of them, they're not going to win it. A lot of people are speculating Trump is going to get another third term. Go ahead, Akeem.
I look at this like this. Depending on how the end of this 4 years end, I could think Gavin Newsom can win this. Something in my gut say this. Now, mind you, I'm a strong Republican, but I could see Gavin winning this because a lot of us are quite disgruntled with how things are going right now. So, but for Kamala Harris, I just want to make something clear. We would never see a woman controlled in this lifetime. No, I'm not a misogynist. I'm just saying, if you don't have policies to appease white men who they hold a big, large voting block, I don't know how you're going to do this. Us black men are going to vote willingly because we follow our master. You know what I'm saying? We're going to vote, but I don't see the white boys doing it. And I live right there. Hakeem, you must got a little spinner.
I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's been keep on focusing on her. Well, go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, for me, I've been hearing it for the last 2 years that Governor Newsom might go for president. So will he try to run for it? Absolutely. Do I see Kamala run for it? Absolutely. But the thing is, I want to see other names that might be who's going to run as well. When it comes to Governor Newsom, does he have a chance? I don't know, because if he does run, there has been some things that I will speak about against Gavin Newsom that he didn't do. That's when it comes to the black community. There was a reparation bill that was out that he could have looked at, but he never looked at it or put it into a proposition and everything. So if he does run, you're gonna hear a lot of people in California go at Gavin Newsom what he didn't do when it comes to black people. Look at it when it comes to reparation, not because of money, but a few things that could have helped black people. So if he does run, you're gonna hear a lot of people in California hear stuff like this. Kamala Harris, even though she did have a bad loss against Donald Trump, people, it'll be 4 years later, and if she does run a campaign, she definitely got to run it differently than she did on her last campaign, because, even though she had a short amount of time, we just when it comes to helping out the black community, also we talk about for black men. And around that time when she was running and everything, she was just all scattered around and everything, and didn't have a lot of time. But so if she does run in 2023, yes, she does have a lot of time, and she probably had to run it differently. But I think, when it comes to Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris, those are the top two names that we'll be hearing to run for president when it comes to 2028.
Last topic on today's show, folks. Sneeko pretty much react to Zoe Spencer and Nina Lane. Jordan, what's going on with that? Sneeko.
Yeah, so let's go into the Twitch world. So if y'all haven't heard, so Twitch streamer Zoe Spencer and Nina Lang, they got banned a couple of days ago for Twitch for alleged assault against an incident when it comes to Silky streamer assistant, which this was recorded months ago. But I don't know why they waited so long. So Twitch banned them because of it, even though it was recorded long ago. Then they got unbanned literally 24 hours ago, which I don't understand why, Twitch will ban somebody when it comes to the assault. If you did get assault, it was recorded, and then you unban them for like a day because of punishment and everything. So, and it has been a lot of people talk about it, comment about it, what they was banned, and when they saw a video, they was guilty, but then they got unbanned. So we do have a clip from Sneeko. He talks about this, and after that, we do have a clip from the guy who was assaulted from Zoe Spencer and Nina Lynn. He's talking about his story to tell as well. So go ahead, can you play the clip? And after that, we'll chop it up.
Nina Lynn, they got a 24-hour ban on Twitch for sexual assault live on camera. They live stream themselves sexually assaulting a man. Sounds like I'm exaggerating, but if you see the video for yourself, you can see it. And the guy's very upset. Free Sayed. Free the guy, man. He's mentally traumatized by this. I thought they were going to get a much bigger punishment because apparently I thought it was out for a couple days. That clip was 8 months ago. I was wrong in my tweet. I thought this was a couple days because it was going around and like, why aren't they banning him? That clip is 8 months old. And the only reason Twitch banned them, Zoe and Nino, is because of the backlash, not because of the actual sexual assault. If it was because of the sexual assault, they would have banned him right away. But they don't care. They just want to get rid of the backlash. Not only that, they got a Zoe Spencer and Nina Lynn, they got 4-hour ban for committing a crime live on stream, for committing sexual assault. And you think about it, I know I talk about this a lot, but it is a great comparison. I'm permabanned on Twitch. Nobody even knows why. I don't know why. At first they said off-platform behavior. Second ban, a month after the first 2-year ban was lifted, it said hateful conduct. I don't know what I said. I don't know what the clip is. 3 years ago, it was for eating a salad. That legendary stream, I got banned on YouTube. I went live, I started eating a salad. Got that first perma ban. But this time around, I don't know what the fuck I said. 4-hour ban for committing a crime live on stream, for committing sexual assault. And you think about it, I know I talk about this a lot, but it is a great comparison. I'm perma-banned on Twitch. Nobody even knows why.
We do know why. Sneeko.
Basically, I didn't want this whole thing to have an outcome like this. I mean, I didn't want it to, them being banned is not really anything to me, because at the end of the day, sexual assault is a crime, and people that say that it's not sexual assault, I don't know what you think sexual assault is, or anything like that. I don't know. I just ever since that this whole thing resurfaced, every single time it resurfaces, it just takes a toll on me, and I just don't want to talk about it just because of that. And the main thing for me is I don't want my parents to to see it and then have them break down over it, because I did later on tell my parents about the sexual assault, and my mom ended up crying for a whole month and felt like it was her fault. Because I do have a history of suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. And that day I was alone, and I just didn't want to, I just sat there and thought to myself over and over again. I will be taking time to deal with it myself, and I'll obviously try and work on being more vocal about it. And I really hope that people learn from this and try and understand like other people can deal with sexual assault. And
Oh my God. Saeed, come here. I got you. Saeed, come here.
So you can't. So you can't.
He's 23.
No,
He's consensual.
no, he's not consenting.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it. Yeah, give.
Oh no. I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Hold on. Hold on. Sit down.
Yo.
Here, sit down. You got it.
You remind me of that one video. It's like a cartoon when a nigga starts throwing.
Now they got it, bro.
Yeah, so there you happen. Like I say, the women, they was banned for 24 hours and they got unbanned because of the backlash. Backlash was calmed down and they got unbanned. So, with all this information, Lonnie, man, what's your take on this?
Now, people are saying due to the fact it's a guy, they don't consider it to be sexual assault. A sexual assault is when someone says no. I think people fail to realize it is. Shout out to Evelyn Perez, like she said, it's bullying. It's bullying, and also when soon as someone says no, so people got keep it in mind for if it was a woman doing that, people are like, oh no, that man went too far. Due to the fact it's a guy, nobody seems to care, and that's the problem we're having. It's a double standard, like how Kim always talk about. If you're gonna be fair across the board, be fair across the board. Sneeko, like he stated, he got banned from Twitch and YouTube, and he don't know why, but we know why. He's not being honest, he's not being transparent. But at the same time, with this gentleman here, soon he said no, the woman should immediately stop. And the one thing I didn't like, guys was recording, everybody was recording, and that's scary too when you come to we come to a society where people are recording and they having no remorse because they're trying to get a viral moment. Soon the guy say start there, say, "Hey girls, back up." The man say stop. He feel uncomfortable. So I am against this. I'm ashamed that Twitch pretty much didn't ban them forever, because if it was a guy, they would have banned them forever. Not only that, we would have police locking out their door. But go ahead, Akim.
I want to pray over that young brother. I want people to understand when somebody say that they have suicidal thoughts, that's serious. This is a good, clean-cut, normal brother. I hate the fact that you got these people was on here picking on him. Please don't pick on the man. Like, that shit's not cool. That shit, what they did, not cool. I was reading the comments, and a lot of you idiots on the comments said, oh, y'all making it bigger than what it is because they twerk. Imagine if I went and slapped somebody's ass. That's a SA.
It is.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Guaranteed the show will be canceled. We'll be out of here. They get a 24-hour ban, and Ron, you all right. This is a double standard. They've always been a double standard when it comes to women and men. It's this. They don't care about our pain. This man damn near look like he's about to, and I put the praying hands on him, and he is a soldier. Everybody who was around him, except for the guy with the gold in his mouth who said stop. He stopped. He kind of was trying to stop it. But other people I want to say too, you seen him laughing. If you know human behavior, when people are scared or people are in fear, it's a common human trait to laugh.
Right.
To make it seem like it's not that serious in front of amongst the people so he won't look cool. Plus, this is his job. Who knows if he felt like he was going to lose his job from a streamer that pays him. So all of them are crabs. And I pray for you, young brother.
Absolutely, I can. It shows you can have physical evidence of what we saw when it comes to assault, and people they look at it, they don't bother about it. They just say it is what it is. He's a man. If a woman twerks on a man, it's okay and everything. He says no, he's no, and he don't want to be involved in everything. He's in a corner, but these women, went aggressive with it and did it anyway and everything. So yeah, man, it just shows you when you have physical evidence. People don't care. It's a double standard. I just hope my man, my man, I would have sued him and I would have sued Twitch or stuff like this. See if I can get my money. So if I was mad, I would sue. I would sue hard because if you let this go, you're gonna let the double standard. You're gonna let this double standard go. If a man do something to a woman, you should go to jail and this and that. Or if a woman do something to a man, people should worry about it. People should worry about it or look past it because come on, the woman's so weak and the man's so strong. So, my man, I pray for you and please sue, please sue.
And Evelyn Perez said this happens frequently. I live bullying harassment is common and it's not. No people would sue. Shaking my head, sad. It is sad. Everybody's afraid, especially with men. When it's the opposite sex, men tend to be afraid to push on women because remember, majority of the population is women, and they don't want to look out to other men. They're being quote unquote high king feminine. If you know every drip. So that's why a lot of them don't sue. A lot of them just deal with the cause. But that is sexual assault and that is bullying.
What I didn't like too, a lot of people was calling him GAY because he didn't want nobody to twerk on him. That don't make you GAY.
Right.
I just don't want you to touch me.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So he said no, the girls are supposed to be in the stop. I told you that the problem is those men was there and they didn't even try to stop those things. Like, nah, the man's cool. But they was laughing, they were recording due to the fact they want to get a viral moment. And they did. They got the viral moment because we're talking about it and other people are talking about it. But at the same time, this is not good when we live in a society like that. Because if it was the other way around, trust me, they would have been like, call the FBI, call the authority, have those guys arrested immediately. And we will say the same thing too. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, you never know where we may go live, so you make sure you click that notification and always click on because we do go live at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, like always. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow us so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also you already know TikTok, Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in each and every time we go live. We have 70 people watching us right now on, you already know, Bingo Live. We really, really do greatly appreciate you guys. Guys, don't forget to hit that love button and also that follow us so you never miss it when we may go live again. Like always, it's so very important to go to Cal Culture Radio Community. In the description, because in the description where we got a Cal Culture Radio store is also playing on top of the chat. That way we have the Cal Culture Radio t-shirt, the hat, the coffee mug, you name it. And the people that's on YouTube, you may see a little tiny coffee mug. You click it, it leads you guys right over to the merch. So you go and check it out. So you gotta have your coffee mug and your t-shirt each and every time when we go live, so you can join in the family. And also, guys, also very important, go to Cal Culture Radio Community Post where we leave important information or when we will resume back to our normal scheduled time like we normally used to do. Pretty much going live each and every day, but we got things situated in the back. We're still working on the folks, so bear with us. So we'll keep you guys informed. And also, President King book, Raising Kings, and also Black Love is out now. His album's out now too as well. Broadway Fat is out, and he's also working on another album he was trying to drop before his birthday. Like always, shout out to Evan Perez. Lovely Evan Perez was in the building. While High was also in the building. D, who was also in the building. Mr. Darlaw was also in the building too. He came and left, but I understand he came to come by. But he also said, "Sil, you know, I pray that those people do so." He talking about people in Jamaica. Shout out to Mr. Darlaw was in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Fresh Start Monday. We will see you guys again next week. And I have a shout out to you guys also coming through, watching our shorts, and also our videos when we be dropping them throughout the week. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. That making us pretty much close to 1 million raw views, man. That's dope. 1 million people, man. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Cal.